so much space being created. Like, I'm not sure if Wraith King is a hero in that lineup specifically that benefits from having all that space.
Yeah, I think they kind of picked him as like a pseudo initiator. It's like what we've been mentioning the whole of game one more or less. But it didn't pan out that way just because the Klings just got so far ahead and just melted him before he could get in. But we're into the draft of game two of the We Like Dota League. I'm joined by my boy fourbeats. We're casting Breach Burners Anonymous versus Team Injoker. Breach Burners Anonymous ended up losing the first game to Team Injoker. It was a mid-game comeback after a physical damage lineup just kind of rolled them and just got a bit out of control. But yeah, we're on to game two. We're gonna see whether Breach Burners Anonymous can adapt and overcome and learn something and maybe take one game off Team Injoker, or whether Team Injoker can make this a 2-0. A bit more time spent on the initial bans right now might be the effects of the previous game. Just kind of
Yeah, I'm curious if we don't see the Dark Willow ban.
Yeah, I think with Shake and Misto knowing each other so well, it might be or at least maybe it's one of the other players, because Pork Chop was the one who played Phosphor, so it might be a Pork Chop. Dark Willow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna restart real quick just to like get rid of the spectating problem. Oh, actually,
Okay.
I don't need to do that yet, right? I can just check whether it's still a thing later. But it's the
See if you get
disruptor.
lucky.
Yeah, it's a disruptor first ban, and yeah, it's like this disruptor is a very highly contested hero. I mean, it didn't. If we think back to game one, it doesn't really play into any of their strategies that much, but it probably is a high a hero that has a very high contention between these two teams. That's why they're first banning in both games. The Slut banned out yet again.
I'm curious if we're going to see the amount of carry targeting that we saw last game.
Right.
I think that made the draft very hard for both teams. I think Injoker definitely got the better end of that deal.
For sure.
Because they already had like,
physical damage,
heroes
right?
that
They
could-
were kind of like
Yeah.
I don't actually know what you could pick there. I think Faceless Void would have been a phenomenal pick for them. But yeah.
Yeah, it was banned. Okay.
My friend says, could you help me check the stream? It says I hear something like a wind tunnel sound.
A wind tunnel sound. I'll check it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Twitch.tv. Of course, I get an ad because I am not subscribed.
Thank you.
Let me rectify this.
No, you don't have to. Don't. You grinding for that I know what you grind for. You don't need a. It's a.
But that Ludwig, I'm grinding for that Ludwig subscription.
Yeah, right. Yes. Okay, but the bristleback ban out from Shake. We didn't know this earlier on, but it seems like it's a bit of a siggy from him because he has it in his profile even. So 319 wins, not gonna make it 320. Denied. The Dazzle ban out. That's an interesting one. We didn't see this contested at all in the earlier game, but might just be another target ban as well, or maybe integral to their strat. We'll see. The first pick from Team Injoker is gonna be this Dark Willow that wasn't banned out earlier on. Benji actually dropped us a cute little hint there, mentioned that it's been banned out against them so many times. We're gonna see what they can do with it and whether it lives up to the ban. This is also
you do
like
have some ambient noise coming through your mic on your stream.
Do I?
Mhm.
Okay. Let me try and fix that up then. Ambient noise. Am I like super soft or something?
You're a little quiet, and it sounds like there's like I don't know, almost like there's a highway outside your house. It's hard to.
It might be a bit of roadworks
Exactly.
or something, but I'm just gonna turn on the air conditioning so it's not that loud. Hopefully it's not that bad. Yeah. Sorry for the trouble, my friends. I gotta ban this guy real quick.
I'm giving you so much ad revenue right now. By the way, I refreshed the page. I got another ad.
I don't think I get ad revenue.
Shame.
Yeah. Okay, but it's gonna be an Ogre Magi Jakiro.
Okay.
This was the pick for Holy Mitten, so it might be a bit of a denial pick, but Ogre Magi just a solid laner and hero overall.
Mm-hmm.
Saw do mad work with the brief amount of stance and Lion. Lion is also one of the more contested, support heroes.
Pretty similar to Shadow Shaman. I think we're seeing kind of it seems similar to me than for the draft in game 1.
Oh my
lots of
gosh!
disables coming out from both sides.
I'm so sorry. I just punched my mic.
Oh, I didn't actually hear it. You're good.
I just said I just punched. Monka Giga. Okay. Help me talk about the draft for a little bit. Let me just work.
Yeah.
on
So the PL ban comes out again. Another game 1 ban. PL Morphling. So these are the exact same 2 heroes that Team Injoker banned in game 1. Although in game 1, I'm curious what they were like kind of protecting against with their lineup.
No, but it's also what I think it's what I mentioned earlier on, right? It's kind of like the Ogre and the Venge will not want to play against it. Can you imagine them playing against PL? They never kill him there.
Yeah, Jakiro Ogre Magi versus PL. I mean, well, I don't know. I guess I have it reversed. PL into Ogre Magi Jakiro actually feels pretty nice. But they ban it out, so they won't get the opportunity to play it.
Yeah, but maybe it's also like just a hero they're not comfortable playing with because they were the ones with the Ogre the previous time, and they just didn't want to play against it. It might also be what's his name? Daisai Y signature. We don't know.
Yeah, could be. More targeted carry bans. There are no carries in these drafts. Mid lane is totally free to do whatever. Your off lane is still totally free to do whatever. This Dark Willow could be a mid though.
Yeah, that's something that we
kind of
can't discount.
So. It seems the flex picks are really
Wait,
popular.
no. Wait, we messed this up actually.
5 seconds. Hurry.
I think wasn't it Bridge Burners Anonymous that banned the it was Team Injoker that banned the Dark Willow against Bridge Burners Anonymous.
Radiant team.
It's not the other way around. So I think this is a deny pick. Yeah, I think this is a deny pick. I'm gonna have to go back and check that. Maybe Chat can help me out, but yeah, it's actually a deny pick because if my memory serves me correctly, I was thinking, oh, Miss Snow must be a Dark Willow player or something like that. Yeah, but the Medusa ban yet again. Interesting because these 2 supports are pretty good against Dusa, all things considered. The mana drain and the like AoE control that you get from Dark Willow. Like you don't need to get you're never in like range to get hit. And you can just dodge the snake even if you do so. Maybe it's just like once again heavy targeting on the carries is gonna be a rough Shake and Daisai Y gonna have their work cut out for them. The Centaur War Runner.
Well, there is one role that this hero can play, so
yeah,
they have their off lane squared away.
It's most likely the spot duo as well.
What do we think about a Necrophos in this on the mid lane in this game, or even possibly off lane?
Okay, so here's what is dicey. I see 2 long range control heroes on the side of Team Injoker, and they just pick a Centaur War Runner. Those 2 heroes don't care about Stampede. If you Stampede, he Earth Spikes. If you Stampede, they Bramble Maze. Your Stampede isn't gonna help you get around it. And it's a Lash pick.
Okay.
Maybe it's a deny pick. I don't think they really are that concerned. Maybe they just want it for their mid.
Yeah, I expect this to be a Lesh mid. They've kind of, I mean, you see the OD ban. You see, I guess that's the only real. I guess Morphling. I don't know. Mid lane seems pretty open right now.
Yeah, the thing is, this draft still feels a bit like not clear in terms of the direction. Maybe they just kind of wanna, maybe out of like spite, they just want to pick their own Lash to like push down the towers like as a revenge move. But we don't know. I gotta say, I really love the logo from Bridge Burners Associates. It's like a homebrew kind of situation, and they got some pixel art. They got some like fire effects going on, and they got like the font angled to the side.
Yeah. That's some professional graphic design. Oh, okay. These are, you've got 3 mid heroes. 3 heroes that I guess could play mid. on the side of Team Injoker, but two that could really play mid in the Leshrac and the Invoker. So, I mean, you can't really flex the Invoker to 1 or 3.
It's basically either a Lash 1 or
Yeah, I think that's
either
what
a
it
Lash
has
1
to-
or a
that's
Lash
what it
off
has to
lane.
be.
But I don't know whether you like save your off lane pick for last, right? Because you already see the Jakiro Ogre, right? Unless you're really trying to bank on Baba Jax getting a really good matchup again in his lane. We didn't talk about him much in the early game, as much as we were talking about Miss Snow is rolling mid and then they're just kind of rolling. Baba Jax actually did very well for himself at top, on themselves at top, and came out ahead, ended up being one of the key players and the first person to take Miss Snow down, which was huge.
I'm trying to think of what you go for carry wise here, because their lanes are a little. You don't know what you're going to be playing into right now. You can imagine that this Invoker is probably going to be mid, but I don't know. It feels weird to pick. I don't want to like talk negatively about this draft from Team Injoker, but I think one of the problems that I see with it is that you don't know the carry matchup that you're gonna have to go up against.
Yeah.
And you're picking kind of.
No,
I
I think you pick a mid here, unless they're so scared about the future carry bans that they snap theirs out right now.
Yeah.
Because technically they see what could be the off lane. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Because you have a Jakiro Ogre, you're not gonna lose that lane that terribly. Like whoever is supporting you is gonna make sure you kind of at least can stand in the lane. It's not gonna be that bad. And they end up picking the Skyref. Ooh! I think it is a
Okay.
Skyref mage mid.
I think so as well.
I like it a lot. Because Centaur War Runner, Stun, Arcane, like Mystic Flare. Ice Path, Mystic Flare. Ogre Magi Stun, Mystic Flare. All of the side of Breach Burners Anonymous now is just magic damage, and that's just so scary to play up against. Because
And these heroes are so squishy on Team Injoker as well.
yeah, their strength is like they have long range control, but the thing is like if you can close that gap with the Centaur War Runner, which is something that they really sorely missed an Initiator, which they have now with the Stampede, Blink, Stun, and then it's just like go to town, right? Just magic damage just piled in. You burst one, and then it's kind of hard to fight from there.
This is a good Spectre ban, I think. The Spectre could get on top of all these heroes, like really easily. He could basically kill. The Spectre has free range to kill any hero on Team Injoker right now.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
And with a
very
Manta,
good
she never dies.
Mm.
Yeah, because you can Manta dodge the stuns, you can Manta dodge the Hoofstorm stun, and you can Manta dodge the Skyref like spells and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it ends up being a life stealer ban, which is pretty smart because
More
that
carries.
life stealer does not care about anything they have to do right now, and it's unlikely that. I mean, they do have the buff up with the Ogre, but it's not really like a big physical damage threat. Faceless Void ends up being the final ban, and once again, pretty good because you have the Macropire and you have the Skyref Mage to dump the damage in. It's just a free kill on anyone. I do think they're lacking a bit, and I know this sounds crazy, but I do think that they're lacking a bit in the damage department for the side of Breach Burners Anonymous. Because they have the burst for one person, but then they don't really have much else.
It really seems like both of these teams need a carry who can really chat up. Like,
I feel like
the carry has to. They're putting so much on this last pick, and
the
both
focus
all
bans
the
have been-
carries are gone.
right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you... Okay, Prophet pick here. What do you pick?
On the side of, well, I guess I will have to pick for. Okay, so you get an alchemist.
Ooh.
Honestly,
Could be a 1, could be a 3. We still don't know.
yeah. Let me look at the carry pool right now. I don't mind a Weaver. I don't think you mind a Drow.
I don't
against
think you
yourself.
play a Weaver. You do not play a Weaver.
Yeah, I guess you get squashed like a bug against this team.
Yeah.
A Drow doesn't seem too bad. I don't know if it's the pick. I think you need something tankier though.
Yeah, it's a little rough. I don't think you can, especially with the amount of magic damage you can dump out from far. And you
Okay,
don't
I'm
really
gonna
have I'm
go out
say
on a heavy limb here.
PA.
No, I don't think it's. Oh,
Ooh!
it is Drow.
Fourbeats Sao, y'all, if y'all catch this, follow him. Okay, I'm gonna plug him in the chat again. This man, an absolute prophet. Dice IY will be on that chat Drow Ranger with the sick set with her abs and all. He's really gonna have to chat up this game if She
Yeah,
wants to get the job
this
done.
has to be. You have to protect the ancients this game at all costs if you're BBA right now.
I am so excited to see this Miss Snow Skyref mage and how it's gonna stack up against Lauterzu's Invoker. We didn't really see much of a skill matchup in that lane. Because realistically, there's nothing much that Lauterzu can do about that. It's just a Viper, right? But then now this is definitely gonna be a bit more of a action heavy lane where stuff's gonna happen. Not related to the tower for once, but there's gonna be kills abound. Okay,
So is Baba Jax the most interesting offlane player
I think so.
of all time?
Wow.
Windrunner game 1, Leshrac game 2.
Yeah, I don't know what else he's gonna pull out of the hat, but we still don't know whether this Leshrac is something that they are confident with, or whether it's a deny pick, or like just kind of like a first game like, man, we didn't like you did that, and then they just take it for themselves, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so scary thing is that Bridge Burners Anonymous have a bit of a timing. Timing in the sense whereby at a certain point the ult is gonna be too much, like too strong for them to burst with their magic, and that's where the Drow has to come in. But they have a lot of ways to deal with this Drow as well. The Drow needs a lot of items to just stand and fight. BKB 100%. She needs a Hurricane Pike 100%. So it's gonna be quite a difficult game for this Drow, but she's gonna have to be real farm to make this happen. I am not having the bug. Feels good, man. I can watch. Let's introduce the teams. I'll introduce the side of BBA. On the side of BBA, in the drafter seat and the mid lane, we have Miss Snow on the Skyref mage blinged out with the golden wings. In the off lane, we have Everybody Loves Raythan. The taxi didn't work, so he's gonna try and just go by foot this time on the Centaur War Runner. Pork Chop on the position 4, Jakiro is a spot, but we're not sure which lane he's going to just yet. Karataki. Oh, did I miss? Yes, Karataki looks like he'll be the position 4 this time on the Ogre. And last but not least, Daisai Y, hopefully not dying as much this game on the Drow Ranger. There's going to be a lot on his back to try and carry this one.
So on the side of Injoker, you have Shake on the position 1 Alchemist. You have Holy Mittens on the Dark Willow, going to be holding down the 5 position. You have Tupac Shakur on the Lion.
Is that his name actually?
No, his name's Barash Kukor. Or whatever. On the position 4 Lion, you have Baba Jax, possibly the most interesting offlaner of all time, on this Leshrac. And then you have a classic Injoker pick for Team Injoker, the titular Injoker.
Of course they have to pick, right?
Yeah.
And looks
Game
like he's
2,
starting off with,
you have to do it.
I think he's going for a Crosswax, and I think that's the best build because he really needs to set the tempo early on. I think it's gonna be on this Injoker to really just kind of like, I don't know, make moves around the map because he needs to make space for his Alchemist. The Alchemist is not fighting early on. Just gonna get blown up by this magic damage.
Carries have never been more important than in this game right
Yeah,
here. When this game hits 20 minutes, it is the carry show.
correct. Or maybe even a bit later, depending on how far each team can drag out their early game lead, right?
Yeah.
We see a really nice 4-man death squad from each side. Maybe the only thing that I would say is Team Injoker is lacking a bit of the initiation department, but they have the Invoker Crosswax for that, setting up with the Tornado. So yeah, should be in business. Wait, I can't click last hits apparently because I'm dumb. Yeah, but Miss Snow already bullying out with the level 1 concussive shot. Really, really strong spell. But there's a regen of the Quas Invoker as well. A bot side should be relatively even because actually I really like this Drow Ogre lane. Could be very strong if they just kind of poke away at range. The Karataki actually opts to go. Yeah, sorry.
The double range from Dire is really their saving grace in this lane, and the first blood.
A statement kill from Miss Snow.
Yeah.
A lot of the times after that kind of game where you let your lead drop as a mid, you might be a bit more scared. You might not feel it as yourself, but we see Miss Snow just kind of pumping it out, showing why he so confidently picked this Skyref mid.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I hope that game 1 didn't affect them too much. Just losing that lead like that can be really demoralizing, but it looks like they're here to play.
Yeah, for sure. They're not going to give up just yet. Very nice for this Skyref because they're really just very tempo heroes, right? Crosswax Invoker is all about the tempo, and Skyref even more so. You want to get that early Athos or Veil or your first item and just start going around the map, using that level advantage and blowing people up. In the top side, we see Pork Chop and Everybody Loves Raythan, just farming away. There's not going to be
Yeah.
much action in this lane. They're going to try and bully the Alchemist back as much as possible, but with this Dark Willow just kind of guarding him, it's not really going to happen that much. And the Storm to secure the range creep, he's actually top of the net
Yeah.
worth, right? Not net worth, last hits and denies right now, 9-2.
I think if you keep an eye on this lane, you're going to see both teams kind of playing very cute with the creep aggro in this lane. You've already seen Porkchop like kind of pull the lane across a couple times, down closer to the Centaur Wall Runner. You just want to deny as much farm as possible.
And the hard camp pool, does he manage to get it off? Just the range creep. Not too bad at all. Holy Mitten's
I
gonna
think you're
loop
happy
around
with
and try and get him, but it's really scary for this Alchemist early on, right? Because if this, okay, and spells coming out onto Holy Mittens, and both spells actually, he has the shared. Oh, can he get out here? Turns it on Porkchop, but the Fairy Fire keeps him alive. The Acid Spray coming down, Holy Mittens one hit away, manages to get it. Everybody loves Rayton, gets that kill, and that's huge for the Centaur because one of the worst things about Centaur is if you don't get like your early farm, right? Because you can get bullied out before you get nice and tanky. But with that Dark Willow going down, you know, the Centaur's just gonna get stronger and stronger to the point where he might even force this Alchemist out of lane. Speaking of forcing out of lane, right now, not really forced, but this Ogre has made the long loop around. Did he manage to secure the rune? No, he didn't. I guess he just went to, you know, make his loop around. I'm not really sure what he's doing there, but he's back in lane now. You know, the Ogre Drow lane, we were talking about it, but not much has happened just as of yet.
Yeah.
The Ignite and the All of Venom combo coming out, but you know, there's not much you can do as an Ogre, especially against the mana drain. He has 4 clarities in his pocket right now. Maybe would have favored Mangoes instead, especially with the mana drain.
Yeah, I think you would appreciate it in this exact scenario.
Because, I mean, you have a lot of clarities, yeah, but then that kind of makes it so that you kind of have to play away from the lane, leaving your Drow solo. I mean, that's just part of the plan, right? Both mid laners actually choosing to not immediately going for the runes. We see a bottle on the side of Miss Snow, still hasn't even popped the previous water rune. This doing that well. Last hits actually still going in the favor of Lauta Zoo, which is something that we saw earlier on. Even Miss Snow even though Miss Snow is getting the early lane advantage by all you know, accounts, Lauta Zoo still keeping up in farm as a Crosswax Invoker, no doubt. But actually puts a point into exhaust.
He gets the I think that's actually what's winning in this lane right now is this Skywrath cannot really last it all too well. So it's very valuable just to have this extra little damage.
So as someone who
really
plays
secure the lane.
As someone who plays Skywrath a lot, you really want to just kind of secure lane dominance, and we miss a kill again, unfortunately, onto Shade, but that is exactly what we talked about. A ton of magic damage coming out. This Alchemist cannot stand up. Yeah, let's take a look at.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you're feeling very happy as Alchemist in this lane right now because this is just so much. This is just so much to deal with. This Centaur can just constantly be in your face.
But this is not something that we saw, you know, Shake a stranger to by any means. He kind of had a really rough early laning stage, but it's gonna be about the supports, whether they can stack for him and farm, because Alchemist, you know, he gets just that much more from every single creep that he kills. The stacks are gonna do mad work for him. We see Miss Snow queuing up the Athos, which is gonna be huge because and the Cold Snap to cancel the Clarity, love to see it. There's another rune in 30 seconds, but they have yet
and
to get this
Jakiro might be going down top.
And yes, just a bit, maybe too far forward, trying to contest the pool, and falls down, you know. And that's kind of huge, because as much as Shake doesn't get that kill, that is so much pressure relief for him for this time being. Unfortunately, misses last hit on that Sator there, but doesn't matter, he's just farming happy over here. Looks like Miss Snow wants to make a move. Nope, just will stack the cam and eye up the 6-minute rune.
Possibly some recognition from Shake as the carry player that, like, if you want to have a good lane, you're gonna have to make yourself a good lane.
For sure. And I'm just missing kills left and right. Tators feels bad, man. But yeah, the Ogre Drow lane finally coming to fruition. You know, simple Ignite into Frost Arrows, easy.
Yeah, 3 lanes into multi-shot. I mean, three levels in the multi-shot, no into Gust. This Drow can do some serious damage, actually. Yeah,
one thing I want to point out is that very smart from Lauta Zoo here, recognizing that Miss Snow is limited by the runes, right? So he sees the haste rune, he already has a Forge Spirit here, denies it before, you know, Miss Snow can even make her way over. And go on to this Dark Willow, Holy Mittens, in a bit of trouble here, but realistically there's no way they can catch after they've used both their spells. And Earn coming out from Porkchop, maybe predicting that they're gonna get a lot of, you know, early kills. Walks into the Bramble Maze, maybe a bit unfortunate, or maybe his camera somewhere else. But yeah, probably building into this Spirit Vessel to try and counter this Alchemist later on.
And Alkiz going Radiance.
Yes.
I mean, I don't really think you go Battle Fury anymore as Alchemist. It's just not not good enough for you.
I don't think you get Battle Fury, but I could see an argument for like a Solar Crest, Shadow Blade, Echo Saber kind of like physical damage
Ooh.
situation, right?
You
Because
just
you're
play
up
fast.
against you're up against Drow, so you need all the armor you can get. Out notoriously low armor hero as a strength carry. You know that Radiance is gonna help him miss some of the shots, but it's not really gonna help your survivability against all this magic damage. You as the Elk this game, you definitely want to get to a point where you can kind of just live through. And we see a Stampede. Is it onto this Dark Widow? Yes, it is. Again, the Shadow Realm keeping her alive for now, but Holy Mitten's about to fall.
Definitely cannot make it up this time.
Yeah, and falls yet again, but that's fine by her. It's just position 5, and Barash could call to fall. Once again, the Daisai Y multi-shot coming out. 4 levels at this point. Baba Jack's not being able to have the same level of dominance. You know, as much as the Leshrac is strong in lane, he kind of needs to stand close, and that's kind of what Drow stops you from doing. Just keeping him low constantly, you know, it's not fun times for Baba Jacks right now.
Yeah, and very similar trajectory to game 1. You're seeing BBA kind of dominate the game. I think in this case, my hunch is that this Drow can do a little more for them than the Wraith King could.
Ooh, and an offensive TY coming out from Pork Chop. What happened there? Maybe you missed the skill or something like that? Or maybe just a pop, but here comes Miss Snow trying to make something happen. They do see the Chemical Rage being popped already, so they are aware of this, and they see Barash Kukor, narrowly misses him, spots him out though, but this uphill walk is not going to work out for them. It's just going to be just going to walk away. And meanwhile, free farm for Lao Tzu. We see this kind of a cookie cutter, you know, formula from game 1 as well, where, you know, Misto gets the early lead but doesn't really manage to convert it to much. Meanwhile, Lao Tzu is just farming away and, you know, catching up. Holy Mittens, the Shadow Realm will save him from the wrath of this Ogre Orb of Venom before Dice IY can walk over. Baba checks though, still really not doing too well. But Alchemist leading the net worth, so that's a good sign.
Big kill on Invoker mid.
Oh,
I think
I keep missing
so. What's
kills
going to be
too,
so important for Dire right now is keeping tabs on this Skyreth mage, because until he has Rod of Atos, you can kind of avoid him and avoid getting killed.
I'm just missing kills left, right, center. Okay, I need to stay focused. But yeah, they do take out Baba Jax, who's been having such a rough time. Realistically, there's no way for him to farm there. I would have liked him to maybe rotate to a jungle or maybe even go top where he's not really as threatened. But you know, they could probably put like a support here to defend instead. Yeah, but he falls and it's not looking too good for him. I guess all in the name of making space for this Alchemist.
I guess so, but unfortunately for him, he's level 5 while this Drow's level 8. I mean, that's a 3-level advantage in the same lane.
Yeah. Okay, but let's take a look at... Okay, the thing is, you mentioned this guy of Mage Atos, right? He's actually not farming well at all. He's way poorer than I expected. And the deny on the Invis rune again, that kind of limits Miss Slow's moves. They have a very... Oh, okay, the EMP, just warding him away. They have a very nice move just watching this mid lane. Very nice ward watching this mid lane, so they can kind of see where Miss Snow rotates towards. And in the case where, you know, there's a gank coming their way, or like people doubling up onto the bot side, they have a ward watching this as well. Really like the vision game from Team Injoker, but on the flip side, they have a ward watching the top side. And is this a ward in the jungle? No, just sentry blocking. Yeah, less of wards planted. Pork Chop unfortunately misses the Ice Path, but a nice sentry D-ward. Dice IY, I missed yet another kill. Baba Jax. Karataki with the smart TP out. Very, very nice. Gets himself out of safety. Between a Bramble Maze and a Cursed Crown, the only option really is the TP out.
Yeah.
And he makes it out in time. I just keep missing... I honestly, at this point, when is the next time I'm going to catch a kill?
I think part of it is you're expecting it to come out of different heroes and not
Yeah, right? Like, as in, at some point I thought...
Your Wrangler.
Oh, okay. A nice Tornado EMP, just gonna drain the mana of these two heroes. Without mana, they're kind of useless right now. And Lao Tzu is just gonna be able to ward him off. Interesting Bracer build. I understand this is probably just to kind of like get him a bit tanked up against, you know, the double null Bracer. How do you feel about this one?
I don't know about this. I actually don't know about this double nulls because he's not really like, it's not transitioning into like a winning lane.
Yeah.
I think you go double nulls in a position where you are going to be like really pressuring the mid lane and maybe getting the tower kind of early.
Yeah. So as
it's
much
like
as...
I said, if they can keep tabs on this Skywrath mage until he gets Atos, like he's not really a kill threat.
Yeah, okay, so the one
I
thing
can't wait to eat those words.
The one thing that changes that is this Centaur War Runner. He's been having a completely swell time. Vanguard done, Phase Boost done. He's about to threaten this tower, and that's going to open up the top side jungle for them to bully as well. The second this man gets his Blink, we talked about the Athos, but this man's Blink is another enabler. I guess we just didn't expect it so fast, but he's just so close to it. Just actually 700 gold away, just a bit less. And they catch him. Misto going in with all the skills onto Shake, but doesn't manage to catch them in time. The Stampede just not enough. And yeah, they scare the side of Injoker away. Even Lauta Zoo comes over, and the unfortunate tornado miss that surely would have been a kill. Karataki walks back just to stun him, like, yeah, get out of here, man. Nice try. But yeah, just very nice defense from Team Injoker on their top side, just having the supports take care of this Alchemist. 91 last hits at the moment. Net worth, let's take a look again. Net worth, top of the charts, obviously, this Alchemist. The Drow still farming very well, very undisturbed. Realistically, there's nobody that can come down and stop her, except for the Invoker, but the Invoker, you know, kind of has his hands full dealing with this mid lane push coming out from, mid lane pressure coming from Miss Snow.
So does this Alchemist need to hit like a Radiance Blink timing and just kind of pressure this Drow?
Okay, so honestly speaking, the Alchemist at the rate that he's going, he's gonna just run straight out to the Drow without fear, because like the rest of BBA aren't really scaling in the similar way. Like look at their levels. They're all level 6 on the Jakiro, level 7 on the Ogre. The Centaur is farmed, but you know he gets his blink, and then Miss Snow is really not as farmed as I feel like, you know, the Skyrift mate should be with the level of dominance that they've had.
Yeah.
Okay, we see Baba Jack's making his move into here and finds Karataki. Ogre versus Disco Pony. Turns it, but whoa, this Ogre is just way too tanky, a bit too low level, my friend. It feels bad when your plus 5 is the same as your offlaner. He's gonna fall yet again. Die Sidewise picks that up happily. Has the Dragon Lance building into the Yasha at this point, and you know, we talked about how this Drow Ranger is gonna need a lot of items to come online, but like, you know, with the amount of kills that she's getting right now, sitting at 401, she's just happy to farm away and just continue. Yeah.
The kills are coming to her.
Oh, and we actually see Everybody Loves Rayton wrapping around a pot shop here. They're looking to make a move onto mid. And the Stampede coming in. Do they see Lauta Zoo? No, they actually are trying to make a go onto the Willow again. But the Storm, Holy Mittens actually misses. And the Terrorize sends them flying back. Pot shop started waiting around in a hard place. Yeah, and they don't actually have the damage to finish them off. Holy Mittens might fall here, but in return is the Jakiro. They'll take that any day. And Karataki is stuck in no man's land in between two towers they haven't even taken. And that actually works out so well for... I don't think you can keep going on this Dark Willow. She doesn't actually care if she dies, you know, she has her levels. She can just use her skills, and here comes the tower pressure from Baba Jax. Might actually... Okay, no, Miss Snow is going to ward him off. Doesn't have the Athos yet, so nothing's going to happen, but Lauta Zoo punishing the step a bit too far forward, burns all his mana for his troubles. As we reach the 15-minute mark, actually, Everybody Loves Rayton didn't even have the blink, which is quite curious. You'd think that they would wait for the blink timing before making a move like that, but I guess they kind of, you know, just wanted to wrap in mid. Doesn't work out for them as expected, but you know, right now they're gonna split up and wait until their next Stampede in 30 seconds. He does
and the
have
blink is on the way.
Yeah, but you know, he just keeps walking away from the courier. Like, you think you want to make a blink smoke move or something like that, but I guess he's just kind of worried about his support, just trying to bodyguard him a bit right now. And the Ice Path, actually catching Holy Mittens, but you know, there's still a Shadow Realm which he pops immediately, and the Bramble Maze, he's caught in. Everybody Loves Rayton gets hacked before he can blink, and stun, just kind of held still. Baba Jax taking a lot of magical damage, standing in the macro pyre, he's gonna fall! Pork Chop actually manages to weave his way around, and Holy Mittens to fall as well. Everybody Loves Rayton with dominating kill streak now. And Pork Chop actually going a bit too close, doesn't have mana for the finger.
No,
could have
no
mangled,
mana.
could have mangled there actually, but probably was just a bit worried, just warding them off. Meanwhile, we see this standoff once again, Lauta Zoo against Miss Snow. I just feel like, you know, this Skyrift could be making things happen around the map. I don't really... Okay, and the Stampede and bot, they blink in. Can they catch this? Yeah, and with the Ice Path, surely, even with the Hex, it's just not enough. The damage over time, with the Dual Breath just finishing him off, and they're gonna take this tower to boot.
And once again, you see both carries just content to farm.
Yeah.
He is going the Manta, so Radiance Manta.
Okay.
Is this recognition that like they're a little behind, and this Manta is going to give him some more space to farm?
What do you think? What do you think you get instead of that? Because my read is that the Manta can dodge the Athos, the Manta can purge the silence. That's the only thing that really kills him, right? Because if he gets his out off, that's not going to happen. But we see Karataki very, very deep by himself, and the punish to They do get a kill at bot side, but Karataki falls first finger kill of the game. But once again, it's just this recipe. They've just been standing here for so long. It's just the blink in, hoof stomp, and the Jakiro follow up. 7 earned charges at this point. Is he finishing his Spirit Vessel? Doesn't actually have it. Goes for 2 crowns instead. Yeah, that's an interesting build. I guess he's going for Athos of his own, not bothering to finish the Spirit Vessel. Maybe they don't think the Elk is a threat right now, but they ping the bottom tier 2 tower. They are looking to finish that up. I don't think they're gonna get it, but a bit of pressure, you know. Maybe force the Elk to come back a bit. But this Elk is rolling right now. Look at the net worth, man.
Yeah, the Elk is rolling, but at the same time, you see him going Manta. I think you're kind of feeling right now that this guy wants to farm. He's not going to be showing up to fights. You feel confident to make this play.
Yeah. Like, you can still kind of like push the issue a bit before he kind of gets to that unkillable state.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Okay, let me just settle the overlay real quick. And as I missed another kill, love that.
You're okay. There's a big fight going on.
Okay, I love that, love that.
Extreme ice path value.
Okay, so give me a review of what happened there. Was it a blinking hoof stomp as usual?
There was a blinking hoof stomp. I would say the bigger aspect of that fight
Was the ice
was
path?
this macro pyre in the middle of the lane that kind of separated out the fight for Injoker.
Right.
And they couldn't really force anything going forward. They couldn't like pressure forward in the middle of the fight.
Yeah, like it's these squishy heroes, right? There's just so much area denial with that macro pyre coming up. As we see Snow try and make a move top, but just got the Athos but no mana. You hate to see it. The progression just hasn't been there. Interestingly, Lautazu also not too far up on the net worth chart, but instead has a Midas. So Lautazu's definitely going to be catching up. This is kind of scary for BBA because as much as they're ahead right now and they're taking good fights, this Centaur's going to fall off in a big way. Okay, maybe I might eat my words because right now they don't really have any way to kind of like take away at his HP. And he has a very, very nice hood and yeah, he's building into a pipe as well. Yeah.
Daisai Y, it goes. I think he wants to fight. He gets a pike first.
Yeah.
Instead of going for like a more traditional build.
Okay. Athos out, and they do catch the Willow again. At this point, this Willow is 1/6, but she's so fine with this. Like it doesn't really matter that much. But what matters is this tier 2 tower that's gonna allow them to take this entire jungle side. I would like to see, you know, Team Injoker maybe pressure bot because it's completely open right now and maybe force some rotations back. If not, they just occupy your top tower like that. But Daisai Y is gonna clean that up, and the shrine.
I think I think having this pike gives you the confidence to make a play like that because you have an escape. You have a built-in escape that you didn't have.
Right. And the dodge or rather the miss on the Gus, I don't think that would have amounted to anything because you know he still has the meta style. Even the essence ring to keep him topped up and rotates back into his triangle to farm.
Yeah, we have not seen we've seen plays from this drought. We have not seen plays from this Alk yet.
Yeah.
So I'll be very curious how a fight goes down when we see Dire team at full force.
Realistically, I don't think we're gonna see a fight. I think Injoker are dodging to. But you know, right now they're still kind of compact. Maybe they're just a bit concerned about losing this second tier 2. At this point, it doesn't matter as much just because of the fact that you already lost your outpost. So it's just a bit of a natural progression, especially with this drought. I think if I'm on the side of BBA, I'll be looking to take Roche, and there isn't really much contest on the side, especially if you know this Centaur War Runner is frontlining, which you know he is at the moment. Yeah, do they catch this Dark Willow again? Feels bad, man. The Storm? Yeah, just Holy Mittens just tanking that gank yet again.
Yeah.
They just pile everything onto this Dark Willow, man.
It's worth. I mean, she was messing up all the fights early on.
Yeah.
And now, like, you recognize if you get her out of the fight, it's kind of, you have a... This is a free Roche because of this. No terrorize.
And
I don't think Dire can really contest.
Yeah, this is unfortunate because they missed the D-ward over here. Like this ward very nicely placed from BBA, and it looks like they're gonna be able to snowball this because the Elk, like you said, went for a bit of a more dodging and split pushing build, trying to maximize his farm and get himself out of trouble. That's not gonna help him fight up into this drought. There isn't really anyone that can walk up to her and threaten her at this point. It kind of feels like a repeat where Team Injoker just can't walk up to this drought without just being melted by the physical damage. A setup from Porkchop, yeah, a very nice macro pyre into Ice Path. And the follow-up, Athos, do they have the detection here? The Storm coming in and cleans up Baba Jax. Oh, but they do have the vision Lautazu to fall. Shake, even with the meta, oh my gosh, he gets caught by the Ice Path, tries to get the TP away, but instead of stun, there is a stun from the Ogre, and they surround him and slay the big beast. this is looking a bit dire for the side of Team Injoker. You know, as much as Miss Snow didn't manage to get an early start, Rayton just kind of bossing it up and being this tanky frontliner and initiator that his team missed out, and just allows Daisai Y to have that game that he always wanted. He's just got a bit mad, right, after a game one, just like, you know, I didn't really get the kid heroes this game. Can we change that? Picks up the Drow and, you know, just gets everything set up nice for him. The multi-shots.
Yeah, he's got a perfect frontliner.
Yeah,
he's
got perfect like kind of spacing team as well, because he has the stun to keep people away from him. He has, you know, the ice path to keep people in place, and the Athos as well. Good recognition. You know, realizing that maybe they don't need this Spirit Vessel just yet, especially the Manta being okay. And the blink forward, everybody loves Rayton. Gets slowed by the Thunder, but the line just falls. Immediate buyback. Miss Snow very far forward, but throwing a lot of spells into a retreating BBA, and they just back up, happy with that buyback. I mean, it's a support buyback, so it's not the end of the world, but you know, you kind of are counting on this elf or this invoker to initiate with their tornado, and if that misses, you're not really gonna have much else. You know, Shake desperately trying to farm up to that BKB, but I don't know how much that's gonna help, because it's not gonna help him against this immense physical damage. Smoke up from the side of BBA. They're looking for someone. They know the team is gonna try and split and farm. Karataki in.
Beautiful.
Oh, he actually guesses wrong, but gets the stun off. He doesn't have mana for the Mystic Flare, but the Ice Path and a nice gust into the triple silence. But the marksmanship passive cancelled, doesn't even matter. Baba Jack's falling, but Barrage Claw, that's a die back, and they all fall. Nobody on the side of BBA to fall. Beautiful setup from Karataki, force stuffing forward fearlessly into the Alchemist. Guesses wrong at first, but the nice follow up from Rayton with the Blink Who Storm, and you know, the rest of the magic damage just piling in. We talked about how this Alchemist needs to get to a point where he can just kind of survive that threshold of initial burst and pop his ultimate, but it's just not there yet. He just hasn't made it to his BKB, and he just gets shredded. Absolutely killer gust, just telling everybody to shut up and go home from the side of Daisai Y.
And I love this recognition from Daisai Y too, going for the BKB before finishing off the Manta style. He recognizes that the only thing that can really kill him in this game is like Lion hitting an amazing stun.
Yeah,
in these
or like
fights.
him getting caught out by like if he can't hit this Alchemist, or if he can't lay out his damage, then it's a bit rough, right? Because he represents that, you know, endless damage from the side of BBA. Okay. He still has the Aegis though. Everybody loves Rayton out of mana. A bit dicey. The stun not gonna connect, but a nice two-man concoction. Nothing to result of it though. Porkchop still hanging around. Has the Athos. Has two Athoses actually. The nice the Athos forced out, but Manta, you know, to dodge. That's exactly why he got it. Yeah, Karataki sitting on 2k gold now. Wonder what he's gonna get next. Maybe a Glimmer, or maybe you know, I'd like to see a medallion. That would be pretty good for the Drow as well. But this is what you want to see, right? Taking the bot side, and then you just control that triangle. It pings out this Alchemist. They see him. They want to kill him. Take out the shrine as well. And Karataki's
Daisai Y.
Daisai Y. A bit far forward, but
this
he still
is
has
the
the
scenario
Aegis.
we were talking about.
No, it doesn't matter because they can't walk up to him. They're scared.
Yeah.
They don't know where the rest of
they don't know. Yeah.
No, okay. They do see some of them, but they don't know. You know, there could be a Stampede coming out. There could be a Ice Path into Athos coming out. They don't want to overcommit because these heroes are just way too squishy at the moment. This Dark Willow just doesn't have any items from dying so much, and you know the Lion as well doesn't even have its blink. Had to buy back and you know tanked a lot of deaths earlier on. The supports on the side of and an Athos coming in. Baba Jax does have the Yules though, so he can get himself out of that sticky situation. But once again, nice triangle control coming out from BBA, just choke holding, you know, the side of Team Injoker. And Ice Path to follow up. Does anything happen? The Athos in, but the BKB forced out from Shake.
Okay, yes.
Okay, Snow,
this is the fight they need.
The stun. Porkchop hasn't even fallen yet. And Daisai Y. Okay. Falling a bit low. He still has the Aegis. 20 seconds. They see the timing, but it doesn't happen. Shake manages to get out scot-free. The Aegis does fall, but that's completely fine on the side of BBA. That was gonna run out anyway, so you know, forcing out the spells, taking out the Dark Willow again at this point is just kind of collateral, right? But luckily for Miss Snow, getting out of that situation with a nice Stampede, you know, even with the stun, just manages to just get out of dodge from the other damage dealers on the side of Team Injoker. You know, honestly speaking, a bit of a disappointing showing from Lautazu this game, because you know you think with their team like we talked about the titular invoker, right, but not really managing to get much done, you know, forced to kind of deal with the Sky Pressure mid, not really getting off to a good start as well, doubling back.
You have to have a vessel and 5 kills to your entire team's name. It's not a it is not a good time.
the thing is you get the vessel, but as in I understand it's for the centaur, but you didn't really make a lot of moves on the map earlier on, and you don't have those charges to actually do anything with Cold Snap right now. Shake actually doing a little bit of a sneak situation here, just farming behind lines, and actually recognizes he might be in a bit of trouble and TP's out. Decides to farm this wave instead. Can they catch Karataki? He's here alone. They don't actually dare to make the move because the rest of BBA are missing on the map. And you take a look at the vision from Team Injoker, all they have is this one ward on the map. They don't see anything right now, so they have to be terrified. There's kind of a bit of a more quiet performance from Baba Jax and Lauta Zoo this game, you know, like not really making the impact that we expected them to see. Shake still doing his best to try and farm up, but the game's kind of stacked against him right now. He doesn't really have, you know, the support that he needs, and even if he goes in, the follow-up is so far away, right? Because Lion doesn't have his Link, Dark Willow doesn't have a force, or it has a force now, but just couldn't follow up, and yeah, it's looking a bit rough. Right now, I think the side of BBA, they're still going to continue this suffocation and hopefully look for the Roche that may respawn in 1 minute, but we'll have to see whether it's a long or short timer. Rayton spotting out Shake. Oh, they're going in, missing the stun, but it doesn't matter. Ato's coming in, but they still has. Okay. Yeah, he still actually pops the BKB instead of.
He definitely did not need to.
He could pop and the stampede away. That is huge. And the Elk stuns himself, but you know, has BKB pop. But that is might have been a bit of a blunder, or just a bit too scared from Shake. You know, might be a bit of PTSD as well, because we saw him, you know, how fast his health ticks down. Maybe he was just a bit scared of the follow-up, but realistically speaking, like everything was already used. If he was keeping track of the skills of BPA, he would have seen like the Ice Path, the two Atoses, you know, the stun. The only thing that could stop him was the Gus, but even then with the Manta, he could have shrugged it off and popped this out. Lauta Zoo trying to do split push here, but Rayton coming down, but without Dust, he isn't going to be able to catch him. No sentries in the area as well. This Invoker is going to get out scot-free. Can they catch Karataki alone out here? No, they don't dare to, because, you know, as much as 3 members on the side of BBA are showing, it's not okay. Karataki, Lauta Zoo wrapping around, very nice wrap around. This could be his first earn kill of the game. The stun landing from Baba Jax, and the stun follow up. Yeah, this is huge actually. The uncharged and the second finger kill of the game, they are actually making a move. With this kill now, they can actually ward them off, because honestly, 4 members in this triangle isn't enough. They could take a 5v5 fight here, but we'll see what they look to do. Let's go give Lion his blink. I think he has 2.6k gold, and the blinks could be huge for catching them out unaware. But it looks like Porkchop leading a charge. They actually want to go for the high ground push, maybe recognizing that nobody is here at the side. But Lauta Zoo standing on top of the sentry. They see him. Are they gonna dust? They don't and they catch him. The instant stun from everybody loves Rayton way faster on the button now, but actually no mana for the Mystic Flare, but still managed to catch him out. Either way, the blink, no blink forward. Okay, and the use forced out by Baba Jax to kind of save himself, but you know, he wasn't really in a bit of trouble there, but you know, they managed to get Lauta Zoo, which is really huge. Interesting that, you know, maybe a false sense of security from this sentry, but you know, there's just detection on the side of BBA, you know, they can just pop in and kill you.
That's a very interesting smoke. Like, just recognizing that you'll probably get someone on the high ground.
The stun onto Shake, and the BKB forced again. He's walking up, but he can't stand to this drought, just like we said. He's standing there, but he's tanking the okay, everybody else Rayton going in, doesn't have a lot of mana. You know, the Stampede pop, but Baba Jax just get blown up. This gets blown out completely, and it didn't look like much when it's against the Alchemist, but Silence out again, and he's laying into this Shake Alchemist. The Chemical Rage is about to run out. Okay, the blink forward doesn't actually use any spells, though didn't have the Hex, maybe was trying to press that, but falls to the multi-shot. Just in 4 hits. Shake trying to Shadow Blade up, but his teammates are dying all around him. Baba Jax with the buyback. Misses the stun though, dies sidewide, pops the BKB. And the Invoker, is he gonna die yet again? He falls. There's just too much damage. Holy Mittens falls for like the 10th time this game. Baba Jax, they understand this is the last fight, but at this point the Lash is dead. That's a dieback. And yeah, there's nothing much they can do. They don't have the Alchemist ulti for another 5 seconds, and they don't have the BKB. The blink forward from Barrage Claw, but once again doesn't land any skills. And is he gonna fall to the multi-shot? No, the 2 supports are forced to run back. They don't have detection here. Going on to Miss Snow, but it's just the Alchemist alone. Getting stunned, getting Spirit Vessel. Oh, sorry, that's Miss Snow. But stunned yet again. He doesn't have his mana, doesn't have mana for it rather, and falls. The whole side of Team Injoker just falling. Lauta Zoo not able to follow up, and GG is called.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. What a game from BBA. Just, you know.
That was impressive.
That was impressive. And the smiley face from Porkchop. MVP. My gosh. Ooh. Don't play my Willow. Ooh. Smiley face. And yeah, that might have not worked out for them. They picked that first pick as a deny pick, but it just didn't see the impact from that. Like, honestly speaking, the team Injoker draft just didn't come together. Wow,
You've
what
got
a
to look
game.
at this. You've got to look at this Dota Plus graph. This is the weirdest one I think I've ever seen.
Where do you see it?
In the post game.
Oh, wait, am I dumb? Scoreboard, right? Or
Yeah,
graphs?
team graphs, team XP and net worth. Yeah,
Ah, okay, yeah, yeah.
just the straight line all the way to 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. I mean, they were all going relatively even, right? Because it was all mostly in this Alchemist,
sure.
right? Because the Alchemist was getting such a decent net worth lead and got space to farm. But Vandalay showing what he can do, didn't really get a chance to shine earlier on, but showing what he can do with this Drow Ranger. Admittedly, though, the bot lane was just kind of like free for him. He just got to, hit creeps, farm wave, farm jungle, and then once in a while, Leshrac just wanders into your jungle. But a very, very nice play coming out from the side of Bridge Burners, punishing Team Injoker for picking their heroes and maybe picking a bit of an unorthodox strategy in this Alchemist. There's the reason why we haven't really been seeing this hero as much as he, can be strong. He takes such a long time to come online.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you saw it in that game. Like, one thing I will say for Shake is he was able to find pretty decent farm on the map. He was always kind of just outside of like enemy vision. He knew exactly where he could pressure on the map and be safe. He only died I think 3 times that game before they really started pressuring high ground right at the end there.
Yeah.
And it was just he could never quite get online on this hero.
Yeah, I feel a bit bad for the side of Team Injoker because it feels like they didn't really get to play that game. I'm not sure whether this Lash was intended for the offlane, but I think that Drow Ranger pick just kind of it's like you call, it kind of just messed them up because they're basically on a timer, right? The only thing you're scared of as Drow is people that can get on top of you. And as much as these, heroes can throw out their spells and stuff, if one multi-shot chunks their health in such a way, you can't even get up close and punish her. Like we saw the one time that Shake finally managed to get his BKB up and charge on the Drow. At that point, it was way too late. It kind of feels like a rerun of game 1, but roles reversed where the Clinks is the one just kind of denying them of their big strength carry who's supposed to run them down. This time it's Shake who's the one on the receiving end of that. Just can't stand up to this Drow and just the pure magical damage. I honestly would have liked to see a bit of a more stat heavy build. I don't think this Radiance ended up working out in his favor. I think he could still farm the same amount if he got something like Echo Saber or like just a bit of a different item. I don't really know what he would get, but I don't think the Radiance was the play because we saw it just kept him weak for so long.
Yeah, I don't know what else you go there though. It's such a weird game. Like you mentioned Echo Saber, and I think possibly that is the build.
Or
I
even
don't know
like
how you deal
Armlet.
with.
Armlet is not too bad.
Yeah, I don't know how you deal with how much frontline they have though. I think you still get stunned up. I think you still. I don't think you can approach this Drow.
I think honestly speaking, you just need to be an immovable wall, right? Because if you go in
Yeah.
and you're getting chunked, like you lose. Your job that game, right, on Shake is not to do damage. You don't need to do physical damage because before this Drow gets BKB, she just melts if the rest of your team can just cast spells, but they can't. Because they can't even get close past a multi-shot. But if you're there in front, you got your armor, you got your stats, and you're tanking that multi-shot for your team, then they can get in and do the follow-up that you're so desperately looking for, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah. It just feels a bit like I feel for this Shake Alchemist because it just feels like, wasn't able to do much this game, and honestly, the whole side of uncharacteristic, judging from game 1 with how nicely they each played, Team Injoker managed to come back from that early game deficit to make it exciting, like smash of a game, rolling Bridge Burners down in one fell swoop, and then this time it's just like it didn't really look like there was a point in time where Team Injoker had a chance.
Yeah, in game 1 you see Vandalay. I can't remember what his in game.
Die Sai Y, my friend.
Die Sai Y. Get pretty much the same space he had in that game 1. But the exception is in this game he's on a hero that actually deals quite a bit of damage to Dire's lineup. And he capitalizes on it very, very well.
Yeah, I really like it. You rarely say this about a Drow, but team fight contribution top tier. With that, like sometimes you see carries, right? They or at least or more static carries like Drow, you're a bit scared to be up in there. But you know, he recognizes his role, right? He recognizes how much damage he represents. That it's just so difficult for them to deal with because nobody can stand there in the range of Drow. We talked about how this macro pyre at the bot side during that fight had to, you know, zone out all the side of Team Injoker. In the same way, the multi-shot does that just just fine because you can't actually walk and tank those arrows because you just die. No armor on the side of Team Injoker to speak of.
Yeah, and I think you also see this in his items. He recognized in that game that he had such a level advantage.
You pointed it out.
Yeah, he had such a level advantage that he does damage with his ult. He does quite a bit of damage with just ult and gust. I mean, not ult and multi-shot. So he can afford to go Hurricane Pike, BKB, Manticile. These are 3 hyper defensive items on draft.
They're unlike. You don't think about them like, oh, she's gonna kill your whole team now.
Yeah.
But she's level 23,
exactly.
bro. She's level 23 at the end of the game. XP per minute, 766.
Yeah, truly, like, I don't know, just really good recognition. I'm very impressed with that.
I want to give a special shout out to Pork Chop as well because I feel like in the first game we didn't really get to see him too much. He had the nice like little cheese like situation with the Lash, but after that he didn't really manage to make any moves. Maybe this Lash is a bit of a bait because in the both games we've seen it, it hasn't really been able to work out in the way that, you know, both teams had intended. Maybe it's just not as strong as a laner as they might have expected. But the thing is, Pork Chop, this game, he recognizes, you know, sometimes you fall into the trap, right? Alchemist, okay, I need a spirit vessel. And we saw him build the urn earlier on. And it's not like he wasn't getting kills, right? But he recognizes, oh, if I just keep them there for my Drow multi-shot to land, if I just keep them there for the rest of my teams to follow up and kill them, then my Centaur doesn't have to be the only one initiating. I can initiate as well. And we saw that every single time he walks up, he threatens with an Ice Path. We saw him set up on Lautazu at bot, even though it didn't result in a kill. This Atos proved really deadly for the side of Team Injoker. They only had 1 4-star on Holy Mittens, and with how fast Holy Mittens is dying in every fight, she didn't really get the chance to use it.
So I think after that game, BBA looks, just from the series, looks very scary. Like, the way they were able to win at least the landing stage in game 1, they weren't able to capitalize on it, but they definitely looked like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then to come back in game 2 and win with basically that same lane advantage that they have in game 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is a very scary team to go up against.
For sure. I do want to point out that though that we can't take so much away from Team Injoker. I think this is definitely an off game for them because we did see them. For sure. We saw them able to come back from a deficit earlier on. It's just that, you know, these, and we saw the recognition from Lautazu as well. He understood that, you know, this Scarf Mage isn't farming, but I can farm. So he gets some Midas, tries to keep up in levels. But, you know, ultimately, even though the moves aren't the cleanest from the side of Bridge Burners Anonymous to get the job done, with the Stampede just running in and just mad amount of magic damage blowing them up, you know, ends up just being, you know, enough to just punish this Alchemist before he's ready. And once again, a wonderful play from Dice IY and Bridge Burners Anonymous to turn this around. It'll be a very scary team to go up against, but I think 1-1 is a nice way to end out this series. We saw shows of dominance from both sides. So, any last words you want to add on before we?
Yeah. I think BVA, they're the PSG LGD in this matchup.
Wow.
And Team Injoker are the Cloud9. Like, you can't really, they could take a game off of any team. They're gonna pull some stuff out of the bag, and they're gonna make a big comeback. You can't count them out at any point.
I think one thing that I didn't get to see the rest of their games, but they're named Team Injoker, so I just assume this is an off game from Lautazu. And it seems like Shake has a real preference for these kind of strength carry heroes, and doesn't really, that might have something to do with the fact that so many carries were banned, but a last pick Alchemist is kind of scary. I honestly would like to, you know, get into like a team chat and like, you know, maybe we can get a winner's interview actually.
Ooh, that'd be great. I would love to hear about these carry bans. I would love to hear about how frustrating the draft felt, especially towards the end.
Are you going to sleep anytime soon?
I will probably be going to bed in a couple minutes here.
Oh, okay. Because someone asked if we want to do another game.
What time is it?
No, but do I like? Technically, it's 1-1. So do I want to do a? Let me ask. I might just hop in for an interview with them. I think it'll be cute. Let's see if they respond. Damn, next game, that's kind of scary. Casting alone, Monka Giga.
I mean, if you're staying up, it's only 11. Give me like 5 minutes. Let me. I'll let you know.
Okay, I will.
You know I'm on for that Benji game tomorrow.
Yeah. We're on for the Benji game. It doesn't look like they want to do an interview. My stream keeps saying skipped frames detected. So I might end stream and like I don't know. Okay, it doesn't look like they want to do an interview, so I'm just gonna leave them to it.
Okay, I'm gonna grab. Give me 5 minutes. I'm probably good for another. It's
Okay,
only
I'm gonna do an interview with them actually.
Oh, okay.
You want to be here for it?
I have some questions for sure.
Okay.
Is this BBA?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, sorry, it's Team Injoker.
Oh, okay. I'm still. Same question.
Okay, let's
especially
hop
for
over.
Shade.
Let's hop over to the We Like Dota community, like the casters bit.
Okay.
Wanna hope into Discord? What the heck? I'm done. I'm having skipped frames on my stream though. That's a bit monka. Okay, I'm hopping over. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, that's the man himself, Mr. Bristleback. Shake, nice to have you with us. Technically, I wanted to do a winner's interview, but this is a 1-1, and this is my first time speaking to you, so it's nice to meet you, man. That was a wonderful 2 games played.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, one of the things we like about the We Like Dota League, it's just it brings so many different people together, and we actually have a pretty long history. A couple of years ago, we like after We Like Dota League, like my team wanted to just continue scrimmaging, and we got put in touch with Miss Snow's team, like a college team, and we played them several times over a few months, and so we just
Right,
developed a
so
really
there's
nice
the history there,
rapport.
right?
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, so from what I understand, you're quite a long-standing member of this community as well, right? So you've been you know all the ins and outs.
Yeah, decently well. I probably
Don't need to be
I'm on
modest.
the edges of it.
No need to be modest. Hey, hello, Miss Snow. Thanks for joining us as well.
Hello.
Hello.
I was told to show up, but well, Shake. Here we are again.
Yeah.
The trash talk.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, wait. Maybe 5 to 10, if that's okay. Sorry, I think somebody else is asking if I can cast as the next game. But yeah, I think we saw very, very wonderful games from both sides. You know, both of you. Team Injoker, you all managed to take the first game in quite a dominant fashion. In a very spectacular, you know, had a bit of an early game deficit, but made a comeback after all. And Bridge Runners Anonymous, of course, not letting them walk away scot-free with that Dark Willow deny pick. Actually, something I want to ask about, but yeah, we'll get to that later. But very nice statement win from you guys as well. So you guys have a long history, huh? Because Shake was telling me about you guys matching up in maybe like a couple of years ago, or when was that?
Well, so I run a collegiate pro team
Right.
for Dota, and I met Shake through another friend because we were looking for like teams to scrim against to practice when we were like in the off season or just our free time while we go through our training sessions. And then I met Shake,
Right.
and the rivalry started mostly
Right.
just because like we always scrimmed. We knew when like we were free, and I don't know, we played a couple games, and I don't know, it's been a while.
Is this the same team that like this 5 set of players? Are they the same team that you've had since the collegiate team that you managed?
No.
Okay,
No,
so this is a
that-
different.
This is more of like I've got free time, so I'm gonna
Right, so this
play
is
some Dota.
it's not really a team to team rivalry. It's more of a personal rivalry at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely personal.
Okay.
Mostly because like, I knew that he was gonna ban all my favorite things, and my number one favorite is Willow. And,
Okay.
Jake, I hate you. The mind games you played on me for the whole week that I knew that we were facing you. I was like, is he gonna ban Willow? Oh, of course. Is he not gonna ban Willow and pick Willow? Of course. What do? Do I ban Willow?
Right.
What's gonna happen?
Okay, so before we get into the
Yeah.
game, we actually got a bit mixed up there. But do you play mid Willow? Is that your pick?
I do. I
Oh,
do.
okay. Benji actually alluded
yeah.
to that. I'm not sure if you know him. I think he's playing in the league as well, but he's casting a bit as well. Benji, Dota, he alluded to it as well. But hopefully we get to see that in your games because it's been banned or counterpicked against you, right?
Yeah, for a couple of games, which it's because it's like in front of my profile.
Right.
But I can play a lot of other things.
Right, as we've
like,
seen, as we've seen.
Yeah, but
Okay.
like I did
Oh,
purge
sorry.
coaching, so
Ah!
that's pretty cool with Willow.
Oh, you did fudge coaching. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's get back into questions about the game. Fourbeats, I know you have some questions for them.
Yes, I need to know how frustrating the draft was, especially on your last picks in both those games.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
the carry bans were just hot and heavy. Like I imagine Shake in that last game. I don't imagine Alec was the hero you necessarily wanted to be playing throughout that draft.
No, it wasn't. We wanted the life stealer, so that was a good ban by them.
Yeah.
And we it's funny. We talked about doing Lesh off lane, and we said if we do Lesh off lane, the one hero we need to ban is Drow, and then we forgot.
And then it's like,
God.
let's ban Drow. Sorry, what were we doing again? Yeah, but it's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, the Drow just kind of die side Y. Or should I address them as Vandalay? Or die side Y? Miss Snow, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just thinking of like what we were thinking during the draft phase.
Right.
But
Trying to
all I was
recollect that.
thinking, yeah,
I was thinking about just banning all of Shake's potential cores because I was worried about him,
Right.
especially with that bristle pick the first game. So I just kind of I don't know. I summoned the inner Shake and then just banned everyone I could.
Okay, cool. So I want to ask Shake, you picked Bristleback first game? Alchemist, of course, you just mentioned it's not really who you wanted to pick, but you were thinking about Lifestealer. Do you style yourself as a bit of a strength carry connoisseur because, you've kind of a bit of a name for yourself with this Bristleback? Is that kind of more your style? Or is it just, like what Beats mentioned, just the hot and heavy carry bands that forced you into this position?
Uh,
Or is
I
that
would
giving
say
too much away? I don't wanna
no,
reveal the strengths.
No, I'm all for, I think I find the league to be more fun when, like profiles are public, so you can actually research, and it makes the draft more fun.
Yeah, for
So I don't
sure.
mind talking about it. Really, I'm more of like an elusive hero type player. Bristle, when I got into Dota 2, in Dota 1, he was a hero that would always destroy me, and I never knew how he worked. So I said, in Dota 2, I'm going to learn how to play Bristle.
That's commitment right there.
And normally in the offlane, but he's certainly a pocket pick for me if I'm in mid or safe if the matchup is right.
Right.
And in that second game, we knew we needed someone tanky. Alk just wasn't tanky enough to handle that onslaught.
Yeah.
So I was actually going to ask about that because in that game one, there was an OD ban. I wonder, did that open up that Bristleback for you?
I don't know why they were banning the OD.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
But
this might be some mind games going on though.
it's mind
It-
games, man.
Yeah, in I don't know what opened up the Bristle. I think because that was like our pick before the last set of bans, and I was like, if I pick the Bristle now, they're gonna pick the Viper. Sure enough, they picked the Viper, but I knew it was gonna be in the mid and probably have to deal with it in the mid game. But once I had came online with the Eternal Shroud and in phase boots, it would be really hard for them to lock me down.
Can I ask, just Team Injoker, what was the game plan for that second game with your draft? I know Alt wasn't the optimal pick for you, but what were you guys trying to accomplish with your draft? I just want to hear it from you because we have our own ideas, obviously, that we discussed, but I just want to, pick your brain a little bit.
Honestly, the only plan we had for game 2 was to troll Miss Snow and not
I hate
ban
you.
the Willow and just take it. That was
worked.
our only plan.
It
I
worked.
knew it was gonna happen.
Holy
I knew it.
Mittens. Holy Mittens
Oh.
had to tank so many deaths just for that to happen, but it was worth it. Okay, so do you have any more questions, Beats?
I have one more. So in game one, both games kind of actually had like a similar trajectory in the early game where, BBA was able to like get this really big lane lead, and then in game one they weren't able to capitalize on it. In game two they were. I'm kind of curious, like what you think went wrong in game one, in kind of missing that timing after the laning stage.
Well, this is for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, our mindset for game one, again, mind games with Shake. I had a feeling that they were wanting to do more of a late game draft because I know some of Shake's recent games. Like, that's why I banned Slark and Anti-Mage. So I was like, oh, if we go an aggressive lineup, we can keep up and just kind of win the game. Didn't account for the Bristle pick. I didn't actually think you were playing Bristle Shake. So that was a big surprise, but I wasn't too worried because I was playing Viper and, natural break. But at a certain point of the game, you can kind of see that we had no jump. That was a big struggle, was that we couldn't get on anybody besides Ogre.
Watching
'Cause Ogre,
it felt so
easy.
tough for you guys because it's like you can see you want to make moves, right? But it's just like you can't really advance onto them in a way that
Yeah,
doesn't like
that's-
kill you.
Yeah, that was that was definitely what we needed, was the jump. Like, we kill Ogre, that's easy. We can't kill Windy. Venge, kind of, but she can just swap and get away.
Right.
Bristle, yeah, definitely can't. So at a certain point, I think it was like after 10 minutes, 15 minutes of trying to jump and trying to kill someone, that's when the tide like just changed, and then like instantly they popped to like 5k net worth after
Yeah,
killing us,
that
like,
was
2 team fights.
Yeah, that was rough. We
Yeah,
saw
that
we
was-
saw that graph just jump the opposite way completely, and we were like, oh dear.
Yeah, definitely. We just didn't think of the draft or like what our item picks were. I maybe should have built an Atos, or maybe we should have had an early blink on Shaman.
Right.
But yeah, that was our problem.
Do you guys have any like final words to each other or to the rest of the league or anybody watching, or like just to wrap up this set of games?
Shake, you want to go first?
Just be ready for what's in store in the weeks to come. It's gonna be a lot of trash talking,
Ooh.
a lot of voice chat wheel lines. There's a lot of familiar faces in this league, and I'll be casting some games as well. So I expect
Hog?
to hear lots of voice chat wheel lines and a lot of trash talk.
Nice. What about you, Miss Snow?
Let me get closer to the mic.
Oh my god.
Don't ban Willow. Thanks.
Okay, so you heard it here
Also Shake.
first. Okay, I need to... Nice. Gotta pepper that in there. But thank you so much to both of you guys for coming out for this all of a sudden interview. Very nice games played today. We definitely enjoyed watching those. Both statement games from both of you guys. So looking forward to watch your games again in the coming weeks. But good luck from here on out, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
Good luck,
you.
everyone.
Thank you. Okay,
luck.
Beats, shall we hop back over?
Yeah, let's hop back over.
Okay, thank you guys. Okay, so I need to join the next lobby because I have like 10 minutes too, but they're like, you gotta go for a little break, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna take 5 here.
Sorry, what the heck?
Is there a lobby I need to hop into though?
Yeah, give me a second, sorry. Let me just, Oh, what? Whoops.